I can't get the song Run no, hold on. I can't get the song Pressure by Runway. Oh my god, I can't even speak. I cannot stop listening to the song Pressure by Bree Runway, and I feel like it just reminds me of this collective's energy. There's just something like when you come through, it's just pressure. Like no one else carries the weight you do walking into the room. Nobody just has that who the hell is that effect like this collective does. So we're about to see what's been going on. I'm gonna take this one too because it's peeking out. We got the Ace of Swords. Yeah, look, I feel like your mind, I wanted to say your mind is king, your mind is key, your mind is T. I don't no, but maybe it's all three. And then look, we have the Ace of Cups too, but we'll get to that in a minute. But you have a very distinct signature fingerprint. Like there's just everybody just knows like it's you, right? Like you've been here. I don't know. There's something like this. Like you linger in the best way possible. You're haunting to some people. Like you are lingering in the recesses of some people's minds, even their unconscious, when they'll be seeing apparitions of you in their dreams. I'm telling you right now, like the effect you have, like the mental conceptual effect you have on like people who really like get close to you because you don't give energy to just anybody, right? You're selective, very picky, choosy, but and it's not a bad thing. But it's like you just have a way about you that is like it's just something else. I feel like people truly do not have everybody has a doppelganger, right? But people feel like you don't. Like even in your looks, like it's hard to find a person like you. You're a rare pull. You're a rare friend pull, an SSR relationship pull, and an SSR business partner. I mean, super, super rare. Like, look, because we got the Queen of Pentacles. You're very low key about what you can really do. There's an understated element to the Queen of Pentacles where she likes to show and not tell. And I feel like that's how you operate. You operate with a lot of subtext as well. Like there's just so much going on that is not verbally out loud, but is understood. And people don't know why they understand it, but they just get what you put down. Like it's like your energy translates to people in a way that it's like, yes, it's relatable, but it's also just something like they just like it. They just like, I like that. I enjoy that. Like there's just something about you. That's what people always say. I feel like when people bring you up, it's like there's just something about them. And it's like they don't really know what to put it. Like I don't know how to say it. And people are like, what? Are they like off? And it's like maybe, but not in a way that doesn't work for them. They're different. You're different. But what you are not is disadvantaged. You are somebody that never needs to be taken lightly or underestimated because if they do, if they let the exterior fool them, they're going to be, for lack of a better term, mollywopped. I'm talking about ass in the dirt, like a bloody lip and a black eye. And there's just something that I don't know, like, it's not that there's not something about you that makes people wanna try you. There are people who are predators that fall into a trap that you almost are. Because, like, I feel like you've probably gotten a few messages, like, there's a disarming nature here. I've heard it described I actually saw something earlier, it's like a fawn response almost, like, or it's like that's how people, like, would see you. Right? Delicate even, but they're just mistaken. It's a lie. It's an illusion. It's like they're you're under spells, people. You're under spells. But literally, like when they see you in the realm of being harmless, they've lost. You're not harmless, and I feel like you don't try to be. Right? You're not a pacifist in the way of not standing up for yourself or what you believe in, folding on who you are. You're just not going to do it. You cuss somebody out, put hands on them way before you would ever forsake anything about you. And that's what they need to find out, because I mean they need to recognize it from the distance before they step to you, because it's almost like the closer they get, the more the image changes. Like they'll see Bambi and then it's like they're hunting, they're walking, right? They're walking towards you, and you're turning not into a wolf. It is something else. It's something else. They see something that they were not expecting to see, that it didn't look like that from over here. But now that they're too close, they can't get away. I'm getting like it was easy to get to you, but trying to get away from you is giving me like in a movie where the hallway keeps getting longer. It's like shit starts to distort. Like they realize that their preconceived notion of you was so wrong that they are now in alien territory because they thought they were walking into one thing, but they walked into something that's not even on their radar. Look, we got the Ace of Cups. This is you and the connection you have. People, I'll tell you why the Ace of Cups is important. People want to know why you never lose it. Not your mind, but your touch, your je ne sais quoi. Some people lose it. I feel like yours is refined, and this is something else. That maybe that's what it is, a refinement to you that people don't expect as well. That like ball and you know how to act in any situation, and I feel like you choose to be yourself most of the time, and if that comes across as a bit wonky, you like that. I feel like you don't care because you know how to switch up. You're like that. It's not chameleon energy. Like you're not doing this to blend in with the environment. It almost feels like you pride yourself on being able to fit in anywhere you please at any given time, right? Like you're not looking for other people to see that in you. I feel like that's a trait you see in yourself and you actively utilize it in a interesting way. And it's not the toxic version of it, which would be like using things and people, places, and things as stepping stones. I feel like you're giving me like an infiltrator almost, right? But it's like it's a non-malicious infiltration. It's giving me the god that dresses up as a hermit homeless person for the day, right? To sit on the street and see what happens. Like maybe not a god, but like a spirit. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. There's actually a really good that there was a in Spirited Away in Studio Ghibli, the stink spirit. It turned out to be a dragon that blessed them with gold, right? When they treated it with respect and they didn't turn it away and they did not like act like it was like, well, they were disgusted, but they weren't disgusted to the point where they didn't do the best job they could for the customer, right? So I don't know, you give me that. It's like people want to see something that isn't real, and then when they approach too close, they can no longer delude themselves. And so it causes an issue. It causes a collapse. A collapse. Ooh, Temperance came out in reverse. That's what I'm talking about. Disruption. Disruption. You throw them off. They thought they had it figured out. They thought they were going in with one thing and they're going to leave with another, but they left with nothing. Nothing. But a question: who are you and why was I seeing this person the way that I was seeing them? So at the end of the day, you have them introspecting, right? Which is more good than it is bad, right? It's like some people need more self-awareness. Some people need to realize when they're projecting on others. And I feel like there's something about you that it gets that point across. Yeah, the Fool. See, you walk on air. You walk on air light. This is also that Ace of Swords. I feel like the Fool. You're that person that like. I feel like I've said this a lot. But you'll take risks on yourself that are crazy, with like what seems to be no backup. I was watching videos the other day of like people wearing those flying suits and jumping off mountains, and when you were like watching those videos, I don't know, it's like you get tinglies and like your fingers. and your feet. And I don't know, you get that like I don't like I want to jump too, but it's like the brain is just doing what it does. When people watch you or like because it's when people find out about what you do, 'cause it's not like they can actively see you doing what you do, they get that same type of like tingly feeling when your name is brought up, when your energy is brought up. It's because it's like you leap from great heights and you climb even greater ones, and it's like you fell into the valley a couple times and broke all of your bones and healed, got back up and got back on the mountain and jumped off again, and then you succeeded. That's why they're I don't know, that's why people are like, there's something just going on with you because you also did like an Irish goodbye disappearing act. And when you popped back out with justice here, the shit that was wrong was right. And it was just, I don't know, you really throw people for a loop. Something about something about you gives me Eisen from Bleach, and not that you're evil, but because you are number one, unassuming, but also have such a vision and future planning thing that it's like you don't have your whole life mapped out, but you know where you're going, like, and what you're going to be doing. Like, you have a plan, and your plan for some reason works. Like, Aizen's plan works, even though he's the villain, and they technically could never beat him. There's like something about that here where I'm getting like with justice here, it's like because of like who you are, what the way you just go about things, it's like for somebody to stop what you have going on, they're going to have to risk their freedom forever to get you to stop. And even that is not a guarantee, right? That's how people feel about you. They feel like even if they were to snipe you from I don't know, across town, it would miss or it just wouldn't work. Like, you just get back up, like, and you make people, like, scared by that. Like, there's an invincibility aspect to you because people feel like you do things that, like, should and I'm not talking about physically, maybe physically, you could be like that, but what I'm kinda getting is, like, it's the risk you take on yourself, the professional, creative, even some of you financial risk, like you know when to invest in yourself, and to the outside they just cannot see the thought process, they don't need to. um, so to them it looks like you're leaping from the peak of a mountain with nothing and then you fly, and now they're like, no, that bitch is a demon. And it's like, no, they just don't get it, right? They can't see, they can't see. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Six of Wands. So yeah, you are being seen as the one who does absurd things and it works out for them. You're seen as the one who's going to do the unconventional thing that nobody else is going to do. Maybe they've thought about doing or want to do it, but they realize that logistically, the likelihood of them actually taking it all the way and making a life out of it is next to nothing. But you did, and I feel like it's more one of those, not another man's trash is another man's treasure, but kind of, right? It's like you and this can go back to temperance in the upright for you, right? This is like a you just know what to do with certain things that other people deem to be either too much trouble or not worth the risk because you can see something beyond it or it just works for you. You know, it's like what doesn't work for others works for you. And I feel like it maybe create some cognitive dissonance with them because you know like when people see something doesn't work, even especially if it's en masse and it only works for a small percent of people, it gets put into the bad category, right? It gets put into the unrealistic category, and then when you make it happen you're seen as somebody who just can operate on a different type of level, and they're either going to love it or they're going to hate it, you know, because if you so-called violate somebody's worldview, which is like you're succeeding at something that they feel like no one should succeed at. You're like a villain now, right? Because you're doing something that they deemed impossible for themselves. And people don't like to be limited, even though they limit themselves 24/7. You come across as the one who does not limit yourself. You came from a place of extreme inhibition into like like a downfall almost, right? To strip you of It's not armor in this case. What it was like, yes, it had an element of protection, but it would think of it like being wrapped in thorns because it's like, and on both sides. So it's like, yes, it's protecting you. Nothing can technically really get that close to you, but you're also like constantly being poked, bleeding, like, and you're wrapped up and you can't move freely. So it's like, I don't know, you just have this unbound type of energy. I got Hoopa Unbounded. Hoopa Unbound is hilarious because technically, like, I feel like, do you see like there's a theme here, like an evil almost, like there's a darkness to it. And it's not because of maliciousness or harm, but it's the defiance of things that should hold you back, which inherently requires an explosion to break, right? It takes dynamic type of like emotion to break these certain ties, right? And so it's like you have to tap into something more serious. You have to tap into the confidence, the ambition, the ability to say no, the ability to put yourself first. Like it's a whole bunch. It's a repertoire people did not think you were capable of whipping out. And not only that, but like using it to the level that you have the proficiency, the pragmatism, even, right? That has people viewing you as like, I'm going back to temperance, like a master of duality, like the dark and the light are utilized in tandem. You're not, see, I don't know, people see it. People definitely see it. People see it. They even get it. They even get it. Like at the end of the day, collective, you are truly an intriguing individual. You cause people to change because you change. With the devil came out, and I feel like this again, it represents the ties that bind, the barbed wire, the thorns. And what you're highlighting right now creates discomfort, but it also gives everybody a very clear picture of like what binds them really doesn't have to. And it's funny because it's not really as like sweet as it sounds. It's more like, now you see your problem, deal with it just like I have. That's kind of like the message that it's giving because people want to know, how do you get like this? What do you do? Why do you deserve like this? And what I mean by that is like you're happy in life, you're glowing. And because I feel like it comes because you're ahead, like you've already done this. What they need to do is what you've already done, which is this unraveling of different parts of the self. And this is called the Lord of Love. And I believe in this case, it's talking about self, like actualization, real love, not narcissism. Um, and it comes through this unraveling of the need to, like, I don't know, have this spiky type of armor towards the world as if the world could hurt you, as if you don't have control over what crosses the boundary in the first place into what matters to you and to what doesn't, you know? So it's like all of this has fallen away. And what was left was not vulnerability, but it was you at the core, right? And then actual armor grew, right? Actual skin, actual things, like, you know? So it's like you got, it's, for lack of a better term, it's like you have reconstructed yourself from the ground up. And then it's like following your dreams the way that you do is just, it's terrifying to people. And your success at it is even more so. Because at the end of the day, with this Four of Swords, people are, I feel like you're not around a bunch of people anymore, right? You've taken off into space already. That's how this comes across. Like you've been traveling, and people are now seeing a certain. It's the truth of you, and this is the people that I feel like had to. This was the only way the lesson could be learned. You know, you served as a fundamental block in this part of people's life. You know, if you resonate with this reading. And so now I feel like people are getting it, whether it's snippets through their dreams, flashes of memories about what you've said or what y'all have done, like popping up randomly and it clicking into place and making sense like 10 years later. That's this type of effect you have on people. You will never leave their mind. You hold an uncontested spot, even if they hate you, even if they hate it, it will never. What is that? There's a line, like I think it's called being indelible. You are.